Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and welcome to That's the Shoot. We obviously did not do That's the Shoot last week. I had some other things going on, so I apologize for that. But we are going to do it this week, and we even have some stuff from last week. I had some stuff written down from last week, but I just wasn't able to do it. Had other things, and other plans going on, so we're gonna rotate some of that stuff from last week into this week's That's the Shoot, and our main topic of the show is still gonna be it was gonna be the main topic last week. Nothing big happened in this week in the world of resurrection, so I thought I would just go ahead and just bring that down to this week. Something that we can talk about, something that we can even think about. If you've seen a thumbnail, you see that there's no usually if you catch my Dr. Shoots, there is some type of thumbnail that goes along with my main topic. I couldn't really do a thumbnail because I don't know how to do a thumbnail for the main topic. But anyway, as always, we start with put over and bury. So let's go ahead and start the show. And as always, we start with putting over. And the first thing we have to put over is WWE Extreme Rules. I mean, it was a fantastic pay-per-view. If you've not seen my rapid reaction, make sure you go over and check it out. It is up. It was up. It's been up since Sunday. So, man, but it was just a fantastic pay-per-view. I love we had we only had only one match that was maybe under 3 stars. Everything else was over 3 stars, and then we had two matches over 4 stars. So it was really excellent. Next, gotta go with Bray Wyatt's debut this past Monday. I thought it was good. I love the fact that they started off by having the music, break down, and then the lights shut off, and then it went all pitch black, and I immediately knew when the music stopped. Well, it was Bray Wyatt. I immediately knew what it was. So, and I think most of us thought that this was going to lead to maybe the a SummerSlam match where it would be the Demon. It would be the Demon against Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. But apparently, there are some rumors out there that says that no, that's not going to be the case. They're not going to do the Demon at SummerSlam. It's just going to be Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. So we'll have to see what goes down. But love the Bray Wyatt debut. Love it. We'll see what happens next coming on with the thing. Um, Next from last week we have Cedric. Not well, we can talk about Cedric. It's Cedric's main event, being in the main event. You know, he was the person that was part of the Gary Garbage stuff and everything like that. And I extremely loved Luke Owen from Wrestle Talk. If you don't know it, go back and go back on their channel and find it from last week. It's just incredible how you talking about, because it is a very weird looking picture where you have Teddy Alexander looking like he's looking like this, like Roman is like, we and it's just a fantastic rant. But yeah, Cedric in the main event, and then that they did follow it up this week with a match between Cedric and Drew, and Cedric won. So we'll see what they continue on with this Cedric Alexander. But very glad for Cedric Alexander being in the main event last week. You automatically knew once, because it was obviously, you could just obviously tell that it was a wrestler. I thought it was Leo Rush. He was so small, but it was Cedric Alexander. Next is the Kevin Owens promo from last week on SmackDown, where he went and he ripped into Shane McMahon and everything like that. And the rumors were last week were that this is a way to try to get Shane McMahon off television. That this thing with Kevin Owens is going to be the way that they decline Shane McMahon and get it and write him off television somehow. So we'll see where this goes. If this ends up being Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon at SummerSlam, or someone representing Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, and maybe with some things where maybe Shane would have to leave television or something like that. So wait and see. And finally, also from last week, like I said in the beginning, I asked some stuff for last week. Again, I just couldn't do the video. Without question, Roman Reigns winning the ESPY. As many of you may know, the ESPYs for the first time they added a WWE category to its list, and there was some categories about the best WWE moment of the year, and there was Ronda winning her first women's title at SummerSlam. It was Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship. It was Becky Lynch uh, winning the main event at WrestleMania, and it was Roman Reigns announcing that he was in remission. And obviously, Roman Reigns should have won, and he did win. So, congrats to Roman. Just a inspiration to everybody out there fighting cancer, so fighting leukemia. So, once again, shout out to Roman Reigns, and it has been a pretty big week for Roman. He had the ESPY. He got to go to the Hobbs and Shaw premiere with his cousin, The Rock, and then he had a tag with the Undertaker. So Undertaker, gave him the "It's Your Yard Now" thing. So they gave him the rub. So it was something special. And now to Barry, and since we just talked about Roman winning the ESPY, let's talk about burying anybody who was upset that Roman Reigns won an ESPY. Now I saw it on Twitter. There were some people who were upset that actually Roman won the ESPY, and it's absolutely foolishness. The man, it's every other thing was a storyline. He had a real life thing happen to him, bring his leukemia coming back, and he overcame it and put it into remission. To say that anything else deserved the ESPY would have been foolishness, and the fact if you would have wanted anything else was foolishness. So anyone upset that Roman Reigns won his ESPY is garbage. It really is. Let's stay with last week. They had another 2 out of 3 falls match. I mean, well, actually, they had another one this week too. I mean, it's just, God. They just bring back wrestling doing commercials. It's just, oh God, and then the way they do them is just stupid too. I mean, it's going to change the way we look at 2 out of 3 falls matches. I just saw something on Twitter for WWE NXT where they're gonna do a 2 out of 3 falls match. Look like for NXT Toronto, where it looks like Johnny Gargano's gonna have a falls match. They're gonna have 3 stages of hell match basically. Johnny Gargano's gonna do a stipulation. Adam Cole's gonna do a stipulation, and then William Regal's gonna do the 3rd stipulation if it goes to 3 falls. But so it's just, and by the way, they've already had 2 out of 3 falls match at WrestleMania weekend. So now the fact they're doing another one, so now they're doing this 3 stages of hell. I just whatever. Last week's contract signing is another thing you got to bury between Bayley and Nikki Cross. Now it didn't end like a lot of contract signings, but I mean the contract signing trope is just it's one of the few things that needs to go away. Contract signing, that's maybe at the top of the list. Contract signings need to go away. They don't do anything. They really don't. At least they need to go away for a while. There doesn't need to be another contract signing for at least another 6 months. Maybe have one for WrestleMania when WrestleMania comes up. Otherwise, don't do any more contract signings. But I almost bet that they're gonna do a contract signing. They're gonna do at least 3 before the end of this year. I can almost guarantee it. The next one is Eric Bischoff not being at SmackDown this week. I mean, this was supposed to be like his big, like the first time that Eric Bischoff, and then like there's some rumors now also now that he's also not going to be involved with creative. So I don't know what's going on here. So so he's the executive director, but he's not going to be involved with creative. So does that mean he doesn't need to be at SmackDown? What the hell is going on here? I know one of the reasons why they wanted him was because he could be with the television, thing. But then just hire him and have Paul Heyman be creative for both, the executive director for both, and have Eric Bischoff be, the counsel for television or something, whatever. It's okay. It's just the first week. We'll see what happens. And the final one I have to bury is the crowd chanting during the women's match. I am not a fan of this. I really am not. I am not a fan of chanting bad things during the match. I'm just not. If it's if the match is boring, if the match isn't that good, if the match is what if they're screwing up, botching things or something like that, I'm just not a fan. Here's the thing though. I don't even know if the match was really all that, thing. What it was a fatal 4-way elimination match, and it was basically that it was that way because, because of the whole fucking commercials and the thing stuff. So I can maybe understand why, maybe why the fans were like, okay, well, it's here we are. And there were some things where it did go on really long. Some spots where maybe they went long, but I mean, I'm just not a big fan. I don't think that you should chant "this is awful." I don't think you should chant "boring." I don't think you should chant CM Punk. Shirley should chant for Sasha Banks. I'm not a don't do beach ball, nothing like that. I mean, this if it's boring, you get on your phone. If it's boring, get on your phone and play games on your phone or something like that. But don't chant. Don't be, because these people are putting their bodies on the line to try and entertain you. Maybe it's not working out, but that doesn't mean that you should be disrespectful. And Alexa Bliss was right. It was disrespectful. But then again, it's Long Island, it's New York, is what you expect, right? So, although I shouldn't say that because my folks in Chicago haven't done very well as well. We love to chant CM Punk because he's a Chicago guy. The next time they be in Chicago, I'm not sure necessarily exactly when. I don't know if the next time they come to Chicago is actually Survivor Series, but it might be. But there's gonna be CM Punk chants there. So, but yeah, just the crowd chanting during the women's match. I thought, yeah, there's better ways to voice your displeasure than that, and you can also you can maybe doing it by actually not voicing your displeasure by just staying quiet. That might be the best way to do it. So the main topic of this episode is the storytelling versus work rate, and what I mean by this is that, like, what's actually better? Is it better to have a story that is perfectly told, with the match, maybe there's not a lot of exciting movement, there's not a lot of, flashy moves or anything like that, or is it better to have like and it's kind of like a slow, methodical, i.e. the Randy Orton Triple H match at Super Showdown? Or is it better to have one of these fast-paced, action-packed matches that's not really telling a story? It's just a match that is done to just pop and entertain the fans, you know, So and I think while those type of matches can be, can be fun and it can be interesting, and yes, it can be exciting. I think it's better to have better storytelling matches. At least that's my opinion. I know I've heard a lot of people, just mentioned the Randy Orton Triple H Super Match Super Showdown. A lot of people saying that it was boring and it was not, but I found it very interesting because of the story that they were telling, the story that they were telling, and that and where they were going about it. They were trying to, and they were so methodical about it because they knew each other's moves and knew each other's way of doing things, so they were taking their time with it, make sure everything was set up properly. So I thought that one was was good. So, but I don't know. Many people more seem to be into the like work rate style of matches, and that's just not for me. I don't. Again, I think they can be good. I think they can be entertaining. But I don't need a match to be always fast paced. I can do with a rest hold. I can do with a rest hold and other other things in the match. As long as it's telling the story. So that's just it. This is. But I want to put this out there for the the universe out there to let me know what you guys think. Post in the comments down below. What do you think? Is it storytelling that you more gravitate to, or is it work rate? And by the way, the necessarily doesn't mean that you can't have one without the other. You can have your work rate and still have great storytelling. I think that is true, especially if the story is being told like upcoming to the theme. You know, I can't really, can't really think of one right now, but I think but I do think there is some things out there that shows that the fast-paced, action-packed matches can be really and still tell a good story. And also, here's another thing about that. I've the match at WrestleMania 12 between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. That's a classic. That's a classic. But people don't like it for some reason because it's slow and it's but it's really good. It is such a great story, well told. They're taking their time because it's the first match of its kind, and they're doing so much good stuff with it, and it was so it was fantastically told. And it was such a great match. It really was. It was such a great match. But some people are thinking it's slow and it's boring, and it's not. Great storytelling from that match. So, yeah, this is gonna be a short one just because I just you know I just thought there's not like I said this is even so much so that like I said earlier I couldn't even come up with a thumbnail for it, but this is just something that I've been thinking about for a little bit now. As I said, I was thinking about doing a full video on it, but I was like, but I can't. I was like, I couldn't even come up with enough for like 10 minutes for to make a video. So I thought it would be better just to do it as a main topic and you know on That's a Shoot. So and not try to do an extra special version of That's a Shoot for it. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section. What do you prefer? Do you prefer work rate or storytelling? All right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you think about my putovers. Tell me what you think about my berries, and of course, tell me what you think about my main topics. What do you enjoy more, storytelling matches or work rate matches? And once again, that necessarily doesn't mean that you can't have a good work rate match that is full of storytelling. But let me know what you prefer down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.